Nuno Mendes might be the best left winger. He just might be. He just might. Man, incredible performance today from Nuno Mendes, and PSG win 4-0 over Nice. But the way Nuno Mendes just, I don't know, man. He's a top tier left back, but like he has a future at winger. Like we're just lucky he decided to be a left back because if he chose to be a winger, I think he'd be in the conversations for top at that position because the way he just body feints, like his body feints are incredible. Everyone falls for them. Like it's like he doesn't, he doesn't have a step over. He doesn't have a, you know, I don't want to say he doesn't have flair, but like he's not Neymar, right? But the way he body feints, it's like Neymar. I'm telling you, just watch. And then he obviously has pace to burn, and he's really good at the left winger spot, being left footed, which we see a lot of days now. It's inverted wingers, right? So if you're right footed, you would be on the left wing, or if you're left footed, you'd be on the right wing. And I have no doubts Nuno Mendes can play on the right wing. He can play striker. He could probably play the 10. You know, someone wrote on Twitter, if you had 11 of a player, to make up your squad. I think for me, I'm taking 11 Nuno Mendes because this guy is so fast, so agile, and just so smart. Like his passing is crisp. It's probably the most underrated part of his game. His passing is immaculate, and he can dribble and carry. So like, come on, come on. This guy is the almost the perfect footballer, and he can hit a free kick. And today we could see he can slot a penalty in the bottom right corner, no problem at all. And that's what we love to see, man. Because if you look at our recent penalty history, it's been rough, right? And you look at all the past shootouts we had Marseille, we had Liverpool, obviously, and Flamengo and Tottenham, right, in the Super Cup. In all of those shootouts, Nuno Mendes stepped up, took a penalty, and absolutely cashed it. All of them, man. Whether it was top corner or bottom corner, slotted in, no issue. And I think when you compare him like relative to the squad, right? I think I'm as confident at least in Nuno Mendes taking my penalties. Whether it's a UCL final or a league game like Nice, right? And that's probably the important thing about being a penalty taker is can your taker take it? Are you confident in him taking it in the highest stake situations? Like it's one thing to do it at Nice, but can you do it in a UCL, right? When the pressure's higher? Yeah, I think Nuno Mendes can. And like I said before, or as I was saying before, I'm not less confident in Nuno Mendes. When he steps up to take a pen, I'm not less confident in him than I am in a Dembele or Vitinha, right? Like I at least as confident in him because his penalties are sublime. And usually with penalties, it's usually the attacker, right? It's like you want to get the attacker, the guy who's scoring goals. But sometimes you just have a penalty specialist on your squad, right? Like, for example, Chalanoglu with Inter Milan. Right? He's not an attacker. He's a CDM, right? But he knows how to take a penalty, man, and he takes some nice penalties. And I think that's what this is gonna be with Nuno. Honestly, maybe should have done this earlier, but hey, it is what it is, man. We did it when we could, and look, we got a good win today. Great performance by Nuno. We can break down the game just a tad here. Man of the match performance. I probably would have given him a 10. I don't know what the 8.7 is about, but you know what it is, Fob Mob. And yeah, I think the orange is a little harsh for Lee. I really liked Mayulu's game today. It sucks to see him go out injured. Lee also got injured and obviously forced that red card from Endai Shimie, who this guy right here just a butcher, bro. Like this guy's just going in for tackles recklessly. I know he had a really rough tackle on Due, which I think he got away with. Should have been a yellow minimum, but hey, I'm glad we got the win. Deserve it. Like I think he was coming back from an ACL, so I don't want to hate on him too much, but deservedly bad game in my opinion, man. We like, come on, bro. Like, come on. You can't just be sliding in recklessly. That's not my football. That's not my football. But yeah, 4-0 win. Nuno Mendes obviously slotted the penalty, and then an incredible dribble by Nuno to pass it and lay it off to Due, who finishes it. And then here's the really interesting part. Dro Fernandez getting his first goal, guys. Dro Fernandez getting his first goal for PSG. And I just want all of those Barca fans to come outside, man, because they were telling me, oh, Barcelona, or oh, he should have never left Barcelona, or they were giving like name like he was Neymar or something, and like, oh, it's he's gonna regret it and all of this stuff. And it's like, bro, you were joining the best situation for a young player ever. Like there's no team that's been this young and this elite and this accredited, right? We won a sextuple, damn near septuple, and you are coming in. Yeah, you're a rotation player, but like there's more games than ever as a footballer, right? Like this is the best time to be a bench player because you will be getting minutes wherever you play. Like, well, not wherever you play. Maybe, if you play at a mid table club, it's probably the same amount of games. But, if you're in Europe, right, you're going to get more games than ever. There's more Europa League, Champions League. There's more European like knockout rounds now with the playoff and everything. And then you obviously have your cups and like, bro, there's more football than ever. What are you talking about that he's going to come in and regret this opportunity as if he was going to get more minutes at Barca or more valuable minutes? He's already played more here than he was at Barca for the last 6 months. Like, I'm just really glad for him to get his goal, is what I'm trying to tell you. I mean, what I really love about Dro is he knows the game. Like you can tell when you watch him, like he knows the game. He can see the game. A lot of young guys, they come in and they're really fiery, or they're really, peppy, right? They're excited. It makes sense, right? They give you energy. But Dro is not only energy, but he's really intelligent with the game. And I think especially starting next year, when post World Cup, people are gonna be tired. People are gonna need rest. He's gonna have something to say. I think in that midfield, and possibly an attack. I don't know. We'll see what happens. He's not the fastest, so I don't know if he'll be an attack, but he'll definitely be on the field, and I think he'll have something to say about getting into this lineup for sure. I'm so really happy to see him get his first goal. It was a brilliant, brilliant. Well, first it was a pass by Vitinha into Dembele, and then Dembele, nice turn, feeds Dro. Dro gets a nice touch with his left foot, finishes it with his right. And yeah, it was really nice to see. And then lastly, we had Warren Zaire-Emery finish it off. It was also really nice. I believe, I want to say Dembele gave it to Gonzalo Ramos, and then Gonzalo Ramos, nice cross in between the defender's legs. And it kind of bounces off of Jonathan Klaus from Nice, and Warren just lucky to. Well, he's not lucky. He made the run. He made the run. He was in the right space at the right time, and that was his reward. And I would have liked to see us get some more, but I can't complain. This is how you want to go into the international break. And yeah, man, not much else to say. Nice for us to get back on top of the table. 1 point up against Lens, and obviously they got their 5-1 yesterday, so we really needed to win this game and just keep the pressure on them to keep chasing us. And we could talk a little bit about PSG and Lens, because now we're hearing this fixture might be postponed. It's up to the French FA. And I have a few thoughts about this because look, postponing matches is obviously good for us in the sense of rest, right? And a lot of people will come to you and say, "Oh, but this is sporting integrity. Like, where's the sporting integrity, brother? We played the most matches. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we went all the way to the Club World Cup final. We were playing Super Cups like outside of the country, bro. Like, relax. If we postpone a game, it's not that deep. It really isn't. And then on top of that, people are using it as a League on diss, and I just feel like you just need to know the situation League on is in, right? Like sometimes it might actually benefit them for us to do better. Like obviously you want more coefficient points, right? Because you want to be able to get to the fourth place coefficient, and get the four consistent UCL qualification spots, and that's more consistent money coming into the league. So what is the so how do you get more of those? Well, your French teams have to do better in Europe, right? And what is the most important competition for coefficient points? It is the Champions League. So if your Champions League teams are doing better, that's good for you, right? And yeah, so I like and these are the same people who don't even watch League On. These are just casuals or fans of Liverpool, Chelsea, random fans who don't watch a lick of the league anyway. So it wasn't like I've seen tweets where it's like people are gonna say, "Oh man, this is why nobody watches your league." It's like no, it's not why. You weren't gonna watch the league anyway. The only way you're gonna watch League On is if the teams start doing better in Europe. That is the only way because then you're gonna be forced to watch them. Like you're gonna be forced to watch them because they're that good in Europe, right? And that's what matters. So it behooves the league to then empower the teams who are fighting in Europe. Like, what do you mean? Yeah, it's not a sport. It's not sportively fair in a sense. I understand. Like, I'm not stupid. At the same time, you have to understand the Champions League is not just a club competition, it is a competition between associations, aka, it is a competition between leagues. It's the Premier League versus Liga versus La Liga versus Serie A. It is all of those, right? So those leagues should do their best to make their teams do the best, right? Like it's very I feel like it's very simple to understand. You can be a little upset at it, but you should be able to at very least understand the reasoning and see why it could be reasonable. Now, on the other side, on the other hand, whatever you want to say, the reason I may not want to postpone this if you're a PSG fan is, you know, moving games like you're just delaying the pain, right? Because now you're gonna be compressing all of these games within a few weeks, right? Most likely there's for me there's a chance this game gets postponed all the way to the end of the season, or maybe to like between the semifinals if Lens ask for that. But because the reason I'd say it'd go all the way to the end of the season is because this is most likely going to be a league on final. Like this is very much, deciding the league. Whoever wins this will be the league on champs, most likely, right? So if you put it at the end, now you have a whole final to market around at the end of the season. But if you don't, now it's like, well, you don't want PSG to come up to this match with a rotated squad that's so important because that's what will happen. We'll just rotate the squad because our guys are going to be a little tired from the Liverpool game. So you're not going to have necessarily all the stars. Like you could probably see a world where maybe instead of Dembele starting, it might be King and Lee, and then you might see maybe like Hakimi or Nuno Mendes on the bench. Like you probably want the strongest 11s. So if that matters enough to League On, then maybe they just say, hey, let's move that, right? So we'll see what happens. PSG haven't asked for a postponement yet. But if if they do, like, I'm not against it either way. Like either way, with or without it. Especially after seeing Liverpool today, and I'll get to that in another video. Make sure you guys watch that. But like, I'm not necessarily hung up either way. I just, as long as we go about it smart, I think we'll be fine. But yeah, I mean we'll see how that develops. We'll probably hear about it soon, to be honest, but yeah. Otherwise, we're going to an international break. The next game is in 2 weeks against Toulouse. That's going to be a little bit tough because we're coming back from international break, I believe, on Tuesday. So it's like, especially if a lot of the guys are playing in America. So they play Tuesday. Earliest they'll get back to France is Wednesday. Then what? Do you even train Thursday? Can you train Thursday? You're going to be super jet lagged. And you got to play Friday. And you got to then get ready for Liverpool Wednesday. So we'll see. This game seems like a trap. I think Toulouse can get something out of this. We're going to have to count on even our reserves are like right? Our bench is international still. So like Lucas Hernandez is still going to the national team, and Sabarni's going to his national team, right? And so like that's also part of it. And Bai is going to be at Senegal, etc. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. It could be a trap game, but that being said, thank you guys for watching. It's been your boy Ollie Footy. I will be recording another video talking about the rest of football happening today, so make sure you guys check that out. But until next time, we